I feel like this is my calling, you know, like I'm meant to be doing this. So when you get Marley Jose, you get like nothing but the honest, the most honest person I can possibly be, you know?
I don't give a fuck with no Ladybirds, 'cause I'm too busy living by that flight. Get it really slow me 'cause my shit be broke.
So obviously Marley Jose, it's a collaborative effort between yourself and Oskar JC. How did you both meet? How did you guys get started?
We went to high school together, and he was in the music program. Like it's an art school, so there's like a music program, there's like an acting program, and he was there for drums. And there was a local band that's like kind of like our mentors, called Super Ego. They used to do these like after school rehearsal things for all the kids, and we used to go all the time. And then they told me to invite people that I knew, and I knew that he liked to play the drums, so he came down for a few weeks, and then like we just kind of bonded and stuff. And I told him, oh, you should make beats, man. And he wasn't like really sure about it at first, and then I think like he realized he did really want to do it, so he kind of put everything else aside and just went hard.
What's your creative process like together?
I think that like the best thing about our relationship is that, you know, before anything, it's a friendship.
Yeah.
So like there's never like there's always like a certain standard and a level of professionalism, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's still like we treat it as like we're just having fun, because that's why we do it. You know, we don't really have a formula. It's just we go in, and if like, you know, if the energy's right and the vibes are right, like we make what we want to make. It's just always, everything's just like a direct representation of how we're both feeling in the moment, you know?
So what would you say about the local Western Australian hip hop scene? Like, where's it at? What's going on at the moment? How do you feel?
WA is still developing that, you know what I mean? But I feel like there are people here that are really defining the sound of Western Australian hip hop, and there's a lot of diversity within the scene. There's a lot of rappers who aren't really from like the typical like trap, rap, drill scene. There's a lot of like alternative artists that dwell into like rock and dwell into indie. You know, there's a lot of alternative like raves as well. Right. That's like a huge culture in Perth as well. I feel like if WA ever did blow up, it would blow up because of how different we are from everybody else.
But that's the thing, man. Like that's what we love about this Australian hip hop scene, is that big like range of diversity and that new wave hip hop. That sound is that's actually the sound that we should be embracing and really pushing up, I think, because like you 100%. Said in Perth, that's the thing that might blow you guys up if it does, which of course we hope so. But yeah, it's sick. And in terms of your 100%. In terms of your lyrics as an artist, there's a lot of like, I love how self-aware you are in all your bars, like in the way you deliver and stuff. And that leads me to wonder, for you, is Marley Jose the rapper and the person two different people, or are they one and the same?
No, Marley Jose, that's my first name. That's like my legal first name, like on my birth certificate. So like, but everyone calls me Marley, but no one calls me Marley Jose. I think like when I'm like, because like this is like, I feel like this is my calling, you know, like I'm meant to be doing this. So when you get Marley Jose, you get like nothing but the honest, the most honest person I can possibly be, you know, because I'm just like expressing how I feel, and it's 100% like honest, and you know, there's nothing fake about it, you know.
Your most recent track is Portals. So like, what inspired that? What's that all about?
I remember just writing it because it was like it was like so isolated. I remember feeling so isolated, like, you know, what am I meant to, like, all of us just feeling creatively drained, like we couldn't come up with anything. Like it was like hell frustrating. And I remember just like writing stuff down, like forcing it out of me, but ended up just like writing bullet points of how I felt, like through isolation and COVID and stuff. And like that song is just an expression of feeling isolated. And then I took it even further to like feeling isolated in like this world, you know what I mean? Like what's like actually living in normal anymore, especially like the certain climate that we're living in right now, you know what I mean? And Portals is like, you know, it's a song about trying to find that portal, like to escape out of like the reality you're in, you know?
Right, yeah. Because I feel like with your music, like we never know what to expect. Like it's always
Yeah.
different, it's always, you know, wherever you're at the time. Is that like a motivation for you to like make sure that each song has its own kind of feeling and its own wavelength?
Man, I'm really big on just, you know, putting out the best product I can possibly give you. Like I hate forcing stuff. Like I hate forcing art, and I hate forcing, you know, I would never want to put out something that just because like an executive thought or my manager thought this is the best move. But if I didn't like it and I didn't feel like it was the right move, I'd never want to do that. I'd never want to put something out that I couldn't fully like relate to. And it's crazy because like a lot of my friends, and I have a lot of friends who are are really big, and they always talk about how, you know, they wish they could put stuff out when they want to, rather than putting like when it's like comes out, it's already stale. You know what I mean? Like it's never in the moment. I try keep the single that I'm putting out a direct representation of how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? I think that's like super important.
We definitely.
You know, and then I can because like, and then I can live through the music as well. I don't have to like, I don't have to feel like, oh, I don't really like this fucking song. You know what I mean? Like, I want to enjoy the fact that I'm putting this out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's not like a fake bravado or something. It's like it's authentically you, which is like just.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And in terms of going back to football, man, obviously football's been a big part of your life. I'm not sure if you're still with Perth Glory, but have there been any lessons or influences or experiences that you've taken from it in terms of like your life and creating music?
Yeah, dude, man, I'm so grateful I went through that journey. You know what I mean? Like, man, like I sometimes I have days where I wish I could appreciate it a bit more, but I learned a lot from, man. If I didn't play for Perth Glory, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at in terms of like mentally, and I like how to deal with certain things, especially with music, because like, you know, I learned in football that like, you know, a lot of things don't go your way. There's always someone that's going to be better than you. There's always someone that's like working just as hard as you are. You're going to learn how to take criticism, and you have to expect that like, you know, you're not always going to be 100. Like, you know, there's going to be some times where your performance isn't that good. And just taking those lessons and then applying that to life, and then applying that to like stepping into the music industry, you know, I feel like that takes you like light years away from people that don't get to freaking learn those lessons until they're like middle of their career, peak of their career.
I don't know if you've seen it as well, but I find there's a real similarity between Australian hip hop and Australian football in terms of they both are often dismissed by people, especially in our own country. I was wondering if you've also seen the parallels as you've come up.
Yeah, that's actually something I haven't noticed until you said that. But now thinking about it, you know, that's actually a great analogy, you know, because it's very dismissed. But like the people that follow it are really intense, you know, people that really follow it, you know, and the quality is only getting better and better. You know, it's not where it needs to be, and it's not where it could be, but we're heading in a better direction.
The passion is definitely there.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have any more thoughts on Australian hip hop at the moment? You know, where do you see it going? What do you think is going to happen?
I think like in my personal opinion, I've kind of tried to like, as like I'm getting older, like I could care less about what everybody else is doing, because like, to be honest with you, I can't control what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if they want to make it, they can fucking make it. Like, I'm gonna make it. I'm doing it. Like, you know, I can't speak for anybody else. But what I think should happen is that artists just need to start being themselves. They need to stop trying to, you know, be something for everybody else to look at, to be like, oh man, you see Australian music's popping because, you know, they're doing this. But in reality, they're just replicating what a million other people are doing in America or the UK. And then you become an even smaller fish in a bigger pond. You know what I mean? We need to like bring our equilibrium to like 50, where like a big fish in a we're a middle fish in a big pond and a large fish in a small pond. You know what I mean? Rather than just being this giant fish in a small pond and then you put that fish into a huge pond and then you're fucking tiny because you're swimming with sharks. You know what I mean? Hip hop isn't just a genre of music. Hip hop is like a population of people. There's a lot of people that live hip hop because hip hop isn't just, you know, music. You know, some people like really live by the values that has been deep rooted through hip hop culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel you live them through, or do you feel you're kind of different in this hip hop scene?
My roots is hip hop for sure, man. Like I love this shit, man. You know, I really listen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very passionate about this, and I take it very, very seriously. But in saying that, I also love art in general. You know, some of my favorite artists aren't even rappers, man. And like, I have a lot of aspirations of moving in different directions. I don't want to just be like this one-dimensional artist. I'd love to have like my fingers in every single part I can possibly have it in, you know? And never limit myself. I want to be remembered as like the greatest to ever do it. Not just a good rapper, you know?
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Yeah, well, that's about it, man. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say to the people? If you
just like, man, I just want to thank you guys, man. Always showing love. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to have a chat. Did you guys want to ask anything?
Just, I guess, what does the future hold for you?
To be honest, I don't even know where my head's going to be at in a year. For me, you're just going to have to wait and see, because even I don't even know. There's a lot of planning. I got a lot of music. I have like sometimes, there's like, even there's bickering in the freaking team now about like, what are we got to fucking put out? Like, we're going to make a decision. Because like, everyone's like, no, we should maybe just keep making more music. It's like, we always make good music and then we make better shit. So it's like, what are we doing this for? Like, come on, like, we got to stick to something. Like, but this is definitely like the most honest, pure, some of the best like music I've made, and this body of work that I'll put out this year, it's pretty groundbreaking in my opinion. I've never really heard anything like it. I'm really excited, and I really like put in the time and the effort, and really just analyzed it. So I'm very excited.
Well, we're keen to
man.
hear what's next.
We love Portals, so whatever it's coming next is gonna be cracker.
Oh man, just I'm very excited. I actually do know what the next single is. I do know what the next single is. So this is probably my favorite song I've made. Definitely out of body experience is happening. So
well, well,
fantastic.
That's it from us, man.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time, man.
Yeah,
you too, man.